I am your brother in Christ, and welcome. Today we're going to be diving on into this new game coming out. Not movie. I've been doing way too many movie reviews lately. So we're going to go ahead and dive on into this new game that is taking everyone by surprise. Seems to be the most anticipated game and saying, what if? What if, for example, we take GTA 6 and turn it on in to Mohammed version. Let's see what that would look like if we pulled him out of history and placed him on into this world, saying, what would be the alterations? Would Rockstar need to redo its rating system and need to get approval, or would this be just outright banned based upon it? Or would this just turn GTA 6 into some tame thing that is completely halal? We'll find out. But to answer that question, I am joined by three guests here. We have Mary, David S., and Thaddeus. Welcome, guys.
Hello. Look at all of us GTA fans here, united again.
Yes, just for clarification, I'm not endorsing the game. I'm just looking at it as an example. But, oh boy.
I'm excited. I'm excited to finally show everybody on YouTube it's time to fight for representation. If you're a Muslim watching this stream, know that we're here for you to say fight for representation of Muhammad in video games. The real historical Muhammad. GTA is the perfect place for Muhammad.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's a little tame. Don't get me wrong. GTA is a little tame compared to Muhammad, but this is your perfect chance to finally have Muhammad represented in media. So if you're a true Muslim, argue and try to get Muhammad into this video game. We think it could really help to educate people on the true history of Muhammad.
Fantastic. So yes, that is the key. We're going to be going through the trailer, pulling out the questions of what would Muhammad do in this situation, as if he is walking through the trailer himself. So let's go ahead and pull that on up here. Now I took this at half speed, so I slowed it on down just because the trailer goes really fast through this stuff, and also remove the audio so we could talk. So we will be reviewing this. So this is classified under review. Don't you copyright me.
Is that an open air prison? That's an open air prison.
That's an open air prison right there. We've got ourselves our first example there, at least what they keep calling Palestine an open air prison, at least Gaza an open air prison. Yeah. I don't think there are bars all around Palestine, in fact, Gaza. In fact, I think you can easily escape through multiple avenues. It seems to be a pretty pathetic prison at that. So you got your, I guess, main character here. She is uncovered, which, of course, that would need to be addressed first of all.
Also, back. Was that a woman of dark complexion with curly hair?
Absolutely. Actually, let's go back to that.
I'm sorry. That scared me so much. Mary, what can we do? We have this woman with dark complexion and curly hair. What do we do if she's in our town?
Well, according to Muhammad, the woman, if you dream of this woman, it means that plague is about to come. And whenever there are demons who are female demons at various pagan sites, that's what they actually are. So if there's paganism around, if you kill her, you have killed the false goddess.
So in other words, according to Muhammad, they should in this video game hunt this woman down and make sure she is executed as quick as possible because of her choice of hairstyle and skin color.
Yes, if she has disheveled hair, it means that she is actually the embodiment of a demoness, which is really odd because the Quran says the same folks with the same names, the same female figures are actually angels. So it's kind of mystifying as to why they are both demons and angels in Muhammad's idea and his worldview, but somehow they're both.
Well, Allah knows best. So, I mean, hey.
Yeah, so you have 50. There might be a slight chance that she could be an angel, or a demon? You just don't know. You know, so
Well,
should you
she's
kill her just to be
definitely,
careful?
but as a curly-haired dark woman, she is definitely a demon.
That's true.
Abstractly, Al-Uzza or Manat are also literally called angels. So,
okay, so she would be first on the hit list in
definitely.
this Muhammad GTA format. Okay, wow. We're getting started already. It's getting spicy. Can't wait.
Oh, pause that. So I just realized that woman right there, that must be the reason they call GTA 6 is because that's the age that Aisha was when she married Muhammad.
Perfect.
That's why they call. Oh, now
yes,
I get you.
It's because of the age of Aisha.
That's why it's about a husband and a wife going on a spree to take over the world.
You just have to remember the simple fact.
He was 9 years old. He was 9 years old.
I love that man. That's awesome. The dude is a godsend.
Yes, he was 9 years old when he consummated the marriage. This woman seems to be a little old for that, but we'll go with it. You know, hold our breath for this. We got to make sure it is delectable.
Well, you know, maybe this is just before the time Muhammad died, when she reached the ripe old age of 18, and Muhammad was, you know, a senior citizen nearing the end of his life.
That's true. That's a good point. Maybe that's why she was in prison. You know, this is Aisha's breakout story. This is her really finding herself after Muhammad. So if anything, this is a story about female empowerment. Darn it. I say that.
So the open air prison was being trapped in a marriage to Muhammad, is what you're saying.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, the narrative.
It's all representation. It's all figurative.
This is beautiful. Man, this is a greater surah than anything in the Quran. This is a surah like it.
Well, there is a problem because it was nothing like being in an open air prison, because an open air prison means that you can go out and walk around. Muhammad's wives were not allowed to leave the house without his permission, which he did not often give except to allow them to go to the bathroom, because he didn't have latrines near the houses, because he was scared of the latrine jinns for a very long time. And so the women had to go out at night to the fields to poop. And so he let them go out then. But generally speaking, if they weren't going there or going to the mosque, he pretty much didn't let them out at all whatsoever. So open air prison would be far too generous for the lifestyle that most of the women lived during most of Muhammad's career.
Good point. So there's an allegory. I like it. Let's see just how much they can really teach us about Muhammad and Aisha in this trailer, because I feel so educated already. I feel like
so far we've already hit quite a bit, and we're not even we're just a few seconds into this thing so far. Whew. So thank you so much for Sir Dr. Whitemeat, who just gifted membership to somebody. Still not 100% sure on how that works, but okay, I'll go with it. You know, I'll go with that. Okay, so let's continue and see what else this Aisha stand-in has to say or do in this case, because there's no audio to this file, because sound on slow-mo doesn't work so well. Very pretty. I mean, seriously, this could go. You could be, who knows? You could be like in Gaza.
That's Gaza before Israel struck.
Yeah, there you go. It's open air prison. That's what this is, right?
Yeah.
GTA
because I saw that on
open
Twitter.
Air prison.
It's beautiful and it's an open air prison. It's both at the same time. That's Gaza. I know because someone on Twitter said so.
Absolutely. So we got open air prison here. I mean, look at all the prisoners there suffering. All those people on the beach. They don't want to be on the beach. It's sunny. Who wants to be on the beach on a sunny day?
That's exactly right. The sun beating down. Because otherwise you might get darker skin, which means you won't be like Muhammad, who, of course, as we know, was extremely white on all parts of his body. So, if anything, this is actually damaging and dangerous.
Oh, very dangerous. Okay.
Wait a second. They mean Star Rock. That's a rock from the stars.
Yes, it should have been switched. Star Rock. See, this secretively was a Muslim game the entire time. The messages were all right there for us to see.
How did we miss it? How did we? Okay, wait a second. So
It's
where's the
black
Kaaba?
stone.
Where's the Kaaba? I know it's here somewhere. We got to find it. We got to find the Kaaba.
I don't know. Maybe it's later on. We'll find out.
That's true. Too tantalizing.
Oh. So we have. I mean, it's pretty basic. We got wildlife.
Wait a second.
Hey, whoa.
Okay. Whoa. This is Jana right here. Now this is clearly Jana. This is a Muslim game. There's no doubt about it. I admit they're much darker than what you see in the Quran.
I'm already saying they're all dark.
Yeah, maybe it's not Jana. I don't know. Well, what do y'all think? Are they too dark for this to be Jana?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, because
go ahead, Thaddeus.
Yeah, I was going to say, because according to the Quran, on the day of judgment, all the people that Allah rejects, their skin will turn dark, and all the people that he accepts, their skin will turn white. So if this is the afterlife and you see dark-skinned people, you know it must be hell, in fact. It could not possibly be Jannah.
Which is why they're all uncovered. Oh, no wonder they're suffering.
In addition,
suffering horribly.
They have to be. They can't be one of the huris or one of the other women of Jannah, because they have to be so white that they're transparent and you can see their shin bones through their skin. That's how pale they have to be. So you have to be able to see through their skin to their bones. If you don't, obviously not Jannah. Also, they should be 90 feet tall. None of these people look like they're 90 feet tall.
It's scale, though, Mary. Maybe the buildings are just that much taller.
Possible. But in addition, the women of Jannah never leave the houses of their husbands. The husband will have a mansion and a tent, and they will not ever leave the tent and the mansion. I guess they teleport between them, but they never get to leave ever. They will always wear niqabs for the rest of their lives, for the rest of their existence. When they're going around, they're going to be veiled. They will have face veils. Even there, they will never raise their eyes and look at a man and look at these women. They're like looking around as if they are allowed to look around.
How dare they?
How dare they? And they're mixing with men.
This is hell, right?
This is hell.
And they're not inside. Right. They're not inside of an actual. They're not inside of a building, and so all of these things let you know that these are not hoodies.
Well, no, it's a cautionary.
They're also way too old. We need to keep this.
Oh yeah.
Because
for sure.
I recently discovered that the description of the women who are often called full-breasted does not mean that. It means beginning to protrude, meaning essentially that they are pre-menstrual, early pubescent girls who have just started to get breast buds. And so while they do have backsides that are a mile wide, we must have our chubby girls. They are, in fact, little girls who have they don't menstruate, but the reason that they don't menstruate is that they aren't even old enough to. That's why they're super pure, because they're eternally little girls with bare breast buds and nothing more, but they're chubby and have backsides as wide as a mile, even though they're only 90 feet tall.
You know, that makes so much. So this is hell. So this is a cautionary tale. Really, GTA 6 is trying to teach people what happens if you don't do your sujood and you don't follow all the pillars of Islam. Then you're going to end up like these people.
Daniel Apologetics will might be getting him in a little bit of trouble here. No, honey, I swear this is a polemics. This is a Christian channel. I swear, honey. Oh boy. So we're seeing a bit of hell from the Islamic point of view. Women running uncontrolled throughout the world. Again, this was an open-air prison, according to them. This would classify. So we are solid there. Okay, let's see what else they have in store for us. So motorboats.
That's too much freedom. That's
way too much. Way too much.
This is
too
hellish.
many colors too. This is slightly censored.
Well, now if we do go back to that one that was slightly censored, though, so is that an example of those fancy contracts I've been hearing all about?
Oh, the temporary wives. Yes, that would be temporary wives out the wazoo.
That must be. Oh wow! Look at this. It's given so many good lessons.
See, it clearly. This is clearly approved. It's clearly fine with, every part of Muhammad's teachings. He would definitely participate in this. If not, have every guy thrown out and just him by himself.
I do have a question, though. Are these just regular women, or are they women who were captured in battle?
That's a good question.
Because that will determine whether a contract is necessary.
Well, they don't have... That's what all these women are. I just realized. So all of these women, they're captured in battle because in Muhammad's time, women who are enslaved were not allowed to wear veils because that was only for the Muslim women, so that the Muslim men would be able to tell them apart. So when everybody's going out at night to poop outside because there aren't latrines, because Muhammad's scared of the latrine demons, when they were going out, what would happen is that men would harass the women. And Muhammad wanted to make sure that the Muslim women wouldn't be assaulted by the Muslim men who are out to get some honey while women are going out to go to the bathroom. And so he told the Muslim women that they need to wrap up so that the Muslim men will know that it's only the other unwrapped women who are to be assaulted. And a lot of Muslim parents will tell their daughters that those who are unwrapped are dirty, filthy candy covered with bugs and dirt, because apparently Muslim men are bugs and dirt, as they assault the unwrapped women.
Well, they would be correct about that one. So
I guess it does answer that question. These are obviously just captured women that the men get to have fun with. That's simple.
Yeah, very, and that's why that one guy is throwing his money in the air. He's actually purchasing a slave from another pal. So that must be the point of the money he's throwing in the air. It's really to show, hey, pal, can I trade you this one for that? So what we're seeing is actually a slave market. And I'm sure without the censor bars, we'd probably see a lot of women covered up completely. So this is great. This is great. And look, they say make it rain Monday is on the sign. Now, sadly, it's not in Arabic, which is too bad, but we can work on that. So we could think that maybe this is a reference to the storm clouds that would always frighten Muhammad. Who knows?
Maybe. Who knows? I'm not sure why that would be in a slave market, but okay.
Small details.
Exactly.
That's what really makes quality content, is small details like that.
Exactly. They're trying to make a narrative. That's beautiful.
So was that the man that destroys the Kaaba? Just real quick here.
Yeah,
two guys here.
He might be. He's skinny, but he's not that skinny. So I'm not sure.
I'd probably say he's skinny. He's still a little built. I can't tell if he's blind or not, but there he is.
Well, the glasses show that he is blind, right? That's what those are trying to make a point about. Because notice how you can't see through the glasses. That's because he can't see you. So it's actually it's symbolism.
Or is this the Dajjal?
Ooh,
he's hiding.
Yeah.
He's hiding his one eye, so you can't tell that he's only got one eye there. So he's hiding that.
Wow. And his hair is long, so you can't see the word kafir written on his forehead.
That's so smart.
There you go.
Oh, so Rockstar, Star Rock Games knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. This is on purpose.
Just sliding these things in so subtly and thinking we'd miss them, but no, we got it. So another beautiful shot of the city. Again, dancing. This is clearly music. We have an issue. This is
that's
music.
hell. Oh, that's hell.
Okay. See, it's red, so you can tell it's hell. With hell. You see people, these people are obviously suffering. They're not having fun at all.
Yep.
And it's just a depiction of what hell's going to be like with music and dancing and stuff. So it seems to be flashing between nowadays and hell, back and forth, back and forth.
Actually, I think this is during Muhammad's time. Because if I understand correctly, during Muhammad's time, they had airplanes and tall buildings because
they had flying horses.
Oh, that's right. They had flying horses and tall buildings.
So, of course, they have Vice here, which Vice City is the whole thing of it. And I think that is very poetic for having Muhammad as part of this because he gave in to his vices quite often. In fact, it'd be very rare for you to see him resist his vices.
I would say that Islam gave him new vices that he never had before. Once he met that beloved Gabriel in the cave, he was introduced to all kinds of things that he would never have imagined before as an ordinary, upstanding individual. Gabriel was the one who told him about all of these things. So it wasn't so much him giving into his vices, it was him discovering the new and amazing benefits of Islam.
So discovering himself, he was finding his true identity in this world. And obviously this is a representation of Muhammad trying to find his true identity through the angel Gabriel, who was leading him to all these different vices in order to free himself from this, for him to become his true self.
Bismillah. Yeah, no, that makes so much sense. And I think that's what they intended. Or it might be a reference to what Aisha said to Muhammad when she said how quick the Lord hastens, right, to satisfy his desire. So perhaps there's a sense in which perhaps there's a sense in which the vices of Muhammad are actually being represented in this. Well, Aisha, oh yeah, go ahead and say hi. I got some pals from church here with me to observe the beauty of this.
Hey,
stream.
Welcome.
Yeah. As we observe the beauty.
I don't know if you want to observe this too much.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I think we've got Daniel apologetics in a bit of sticky water, but
oh no, it's all right. We're just trying to show that we really need Muhammad in this game because we need proper representation. That's all. We're arguing for Muhammad.
We're arguing for inclusivity, equal representation.
Come on now.
What are the other key terms they like using?
Intersectionality.
Intersectionality. Yes.
Yep. Anti-Islam. What do they got? Yeah. We're fighting for everything that's good right now. Whatever popular people say, that's what we're fighting for.
Switch those words in for other words as soon as it becomes not cool anymore.
Yeah. The moment that this is not cool anymore, then we're actually supporting the opposite thing.
We are so progressive. So Vice, we got, again, more people suffering in hell with this poor guy in front leading the way.
And you know how you can tell this is hell? There's an American flag there. And as we all know, America is the home of all the demons in the world.
Yep.
And of course, he is clearly indecent because he is showing space between his navel and his knees. And that is totally indecent, except that if you go to beaches where there are tons of Muslims, tends to be fairly ignored.
Or
what men are supposed to wear. It's rather only what women are supposed to wear that people pay attention to for some odd reason.
Yeah, no, I think I think there is a good point though about bringing up Muhammad Hijab. I think you're correct because when you think about it, this guy might have just seen that one clip of Muhammad Hijab taking off his shirt and throwing it over.
And he wants to become a part-time stripper with him. Yes.
Yeah. I think he actually might be trying to emulate one of his greatest pals and teachers, which is Muhammad Hijab, in reference to Muhammad, of course. So I think that's what's happening. And even the comment there, I Bapi save some sugar baby for the rest of us from Dad Bod Squad, that comment is actually them commenting on Muhammad Hijab. So I think this makes a lot of sense. I think
just for clarification, that's a comment that's on the screen from the trailer, not a comment in the live chat.
Yeah,
you guys aren't saying that.
Yeah, not a chance.
Dad Bod Squad isn't in the live chat, man.
No, Dad Bod Squad. No, he didn't want to hang out with us today. He said he was too busy or something like that on his boat, so he chickened out on us. So let's see here.
That was one of the Jews who got turned into an animal.
Oh, yes. That's why he's got to pull him out of the pool.
Yep.
The Jew started swimming in the pool, and he had to yank him on out to make sure that he wasn't in there anymore.
And you can tell whether or not, according to Muhammad, one of the things he did to find out whether or not he thought was likely that something was a transformed Jew is that he would count their fingers. So whenever he realized that geckos have 5 fingers on each limb, he supposed that those might be transformed Jews. So he might have the same opinion of this gator here as well.
Well, he's a gator. He's hiding in the water. He needs to be pulled out. There you go.
Yeah, and it was in the water.
Trees, but whatever.
It was in the water. It was in the water because, as we all know, a group of Jews got turned into animals for fishing on the Sabbath. This is a story found only in the Quran and nowhere else, except, of course, for Jewish legend that Muhammad copied from. I mean, received revelation from.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, received. Well, because these are tales from long ago, but what's really important is how relevant it is today. Because notice how the Jewish gator has chosen to take over a pool that wasn't its own, right? And so it's decided to go to a pool that was owned by somebody else, and it is colonizing the pool, right? So really, what's happening now is someone is trying to pull this gator out because, as we know, the water is not the proper place for a gator. And so there's no way that this water makes any sense for the gator whatsoever.
Yeah, what you have here is you have a brave Hamas member coming and removing one of those dangerous, evil Jews who've occupied their land.
That's exactly right. No, that guy's a freedom fighter right there. That guy's a hero, a freedom fighter. He's the bravest I've ever seen. So that gator is an occupier. That's an occugator. That's for sure.
There we go. We got confirmation that it is actually a Jew. There you go. Live in the chat. Thank you very much. Look at that. Boom. Book closed. This is a Jew being pulled out of the water.
So simple. So simple.
Absolutely. And then we got some more slave here. Obviously, there must be a goat in the car because there's no more room in there. You got to make sure that your third, fourth wife goat is in the car with you, and you can keep your slave woman on top. And she needs to make sure she balances it real well there so that you don't end up driving off the road.
Yeah, and this is definitely just a caravan that's on its way to the slave trade market, or maybe on its way back, either or, right? Either they are looking to sell that slave or they have just bought them, and that's why they did not have adequate room.
So that would be why. She is so put there on the roof.
Now, are these cars going around something that's standing still?
It looks like they are.
Because when I think of people going around a thing that's staying still, I think of the Kaaba.
Do we find the Kaaba?
Yeah.
We find their version of the Kaaba in this one.
Yeah, the Kaaba. I think that's what it is. I think it's the Kaaba. Could it be any more obvious? I don't think it can. I mean, think about it. A lot of people are around it watching in awe as people walk around. If some birds flew over, I bet they wouldn't even poop on it.
Nope.
That's probably a feature in the game.
I mean, if you look at the car, it's completely clean. It's miraculously clean.
Yep.
No bird poop on it.
Good point. Good point.
And as we all know, those who get to clean up after in this case, cars are done with their Hajj, have the best jobs in the world. And there's literally no better job than cleaning this road after the circling is done for the day.
That's why so many people are watching. They're waiting for their chance to clean the road. They're just waiting. They're like, oh, I know all of them. They're going to start fighting for that job. Look at them in that big circle. That's beautiful. Wow. I'm learning so much.
There goes a Jew.
Oh my God! Another Jew attacking poor Palestinians.
Look at that.
Just trying to run their shop here in Palestine, and this Jew just barges in the front door, comes and tries to take their stuff. Unbelievable.
These Jews have no respect for property. This is just absolutely outrageous.
Now, what's that time on the camera, though? 9:58. Is that a reference to a surah? 9:58. Ignore the 47 for now. Is that a reference to a chapter and verse? This might be a mathematical miracle. Look, there's a chapter and there's a verse number. 9:58. I think there's something here.
Indeed. Yeah. Let's take a look here. There are some of them who are critical of your distribution of alms, O prophet. If they are given some of it, they are pleased. But if not, they are enraged. So clearly, we have this Jew who's enraged by the fact that they didn't get any of the alms. Because it only goes to Muslims.
The food in the counter is the alms. That must be it. They're distributing the food, but they didn't distribute all that food in the counter to the gator. So that's why the Jew gator, or the jader as we call it, it's angry that it didn't receive all that free halal food in the back. That's amazing.
So the question is it almond joys he's after? I just want to know.
Well, what's wait a second, what's a kosher food? I guess it's a special kind of milk. It depends on the kind of milk.
That's true, because Jews love milk, and they're the only ones, I guess.
That's exactly right.
So, and then we got just, boys being boys, playing, having fun, just doing their normal activities, going out on
life.
Jihad.
That's just life. Hey, jihad just means struggle. Just remember that. Also, what is this thing that says dog on the screen? That's disgusting. That terrifies me. Something says dog. That's scary. I hope it's not a black dog.
I think you just figured it out, actually. So these are a couple of jihadis who are going to the veterinarian or another place where dogs are, and they are exterminating them because some people have been wrongly keeping them as pets, even though Muhammad said not to do that.
Absolutely. They must put to death the dogs. Primarily all the black dogs. They must die, for they are the devil themselves.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm learning so much. Look at these brave freedom fighters and heroes. Wow.
Here we go. Okay.
Oh, someone said see you in heaven. Oh, yep. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you know
right
what they're
there.
saying.
Yep, putting that right there.
Yep.
And how blatant do you have to be with this?
Yeah, and just look at the name. Yo Mama's Jamer. That's almost Yo Muhammad. Like, you just change like a couple letters and it says Yo Muhammad.
Yeah, I think it is Yo Muhammad. I think it's just a difference in translation and pronunciation, but Yo Muhammad's Jahmer. That sounds. No, that's Jana. Jamer is like Jana. So that's what you in heaven.
Yo Muhammad, yeah.
Yo Rockstar. Muhammad Jana. Yeah. See you in heaven. Exactly. You solved the riddle. I mean, they can't just put it explicitly. It's got to be a riddle, so you have fun figuring it out. That's the whole point of the game.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's what we are here today to find out. All these hidden messages of what if. So there you go, back to hell again.
Yep, the West, the evil West, and all of its clothes. That's awful.
So pause right there.
We'll go back.
I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is actually a depiction of Muhammad. This couldn't be a woman because the hair is not covered.
True.
But it's an individual wearing what appears to be a nightgown of a woman. So this is Muhammad receiving revelation while in Aisha's dress.
Oh, and look, he's watching over all of Allah's people, which is why they call it the neighborhood watch at the bottom, because Allah is the all-seeing, right? And so Muhammad, by extension, because for some reason Muhammad has a lot of the same qualities as Allah, Muhammad also would be the neighborhood watch. That's him. No, you're right. That's definitely him.
And he has a hammer in his hand, I believe that is, because he's about to give that to one of his followers and say, "You now are the hammer of Allah. Go and use this to enforce Allah's will."
He's actually got two, so
okay, so yeah.
Two people.
And that's perfectly fine, right? There can be multiple people who are Allah's enforcers. In fact, pretty much every Muslim is called to be Allah's enforcer in this world, because, as we all know, Allah cannot enter into this world that is beneath him. So in order for his will to be accomplished here, Muslims have to do it for him.
Ah, there you go. There is the truth behind the scene. There you go.
It cures emotions. That definitely sounds like the current movement, right? The current movement in Islam is to attract these red pill people who are saying that you need to be a man, get rid of all those emotions, just be really tough all the time and punch everyone. It cures emotion. Islam.
That's right.
Exactly 100% correct.
Ali Dawah made this game. I think Ali Dawah.
Camo. Is there a cameo? We need to see.
I think he's actually one of the main characters. I think Ali Dawah is one of the main characters. Muhammad Ajab we already saw on the boat before, but I think Ali Dawah was probably the main character. I'm now fully convinced he is. I think there's no doubt. I think Muhammad Hijab was just a side character. Ali Dawah is actually what the A in GTA stands for. Yeah.
Yeah. Because believe me, he would not put himself anywhere else but the main character. Let's be honest here. He has to be number one.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Yep.
There you go. Aisha being uncovered again. No sense in that.
What was that one guy with the strange look? Was that maybe a jinn manifesting? This guy. Is that a jinn? I think that must be a jinn.
He has words on his forehead. He must be a pseudo.
Oh my goodness!
Dajjal.
Yes, he does.
If he were black, he could be the Dajjal, but he clearly is not black, and thus he is not the Dajjal. Maybe he's a Dajjal wannabe.
That's
Dajjal
true.
Follower.
Maybe he's a servant of the Dajjal.
Yeah,
you got to be careful about these things.
That makes sense. And he has with tattoos. He's got a confession written in tattoos, and it's from Megamundo News. So that's pretty important. I think it's saying that we should expect the Dajjal to be from a Hispanic nation, but also dark-skinned and or black. So we're learning, actually, this is new revelation. So whoever made this game is actually the final and greatest prophet. That's amazing. We're learning something new.
This is just, this whole live stream is just absolutely mind-blowing.
I'm amazed.
We got more people going out on jihad there.
You can definitely see that this is the equivalent of writing.
The Spanish there, I just noticed. I hadn't noticed that there was like stuff written there. So it's saying that the tattoo on his forehead gave him away previously. If you go back a little bit.
It did, yeah.
Yeah,
it was a confession. It was his confession, which was really silly.
Right. That tattoo on here you go. A tattoo on his forehead that gave him away, etc. So
how could
really
you
have to pay attention to that?
Yeah, well, maybe the makers of the game just are not that good. Maybe they're still very much students of knowledge, and they didn't realize that they gave this the wrong complexion, because that description matches the Dajjal 100%. That he has a tattoo on his forehead. He has a word written on his forehead that gives him away.
Well, that's actually why he has so many tattoos, because it says in tinta, right, in black. So he's actually trying to darken his skin by using more tattoos. But the issue is this guy hasn't used enough tattoos to make his skin fully black. So he's just a goofball because he's going to need a lot more tattoos to do what he needs to do. Poor guy. He's trying, but, you know. And also, all these words in Arabic, they have like a million different meanings. So maybe black actually meant white in Arabic. And you know, who knows, right?
Never know.
Yeah.
Never 100% know. So there we go.
And then, as I was saying, yeah, these motorcycles are just the modern equivalent of a camel or a horse riding it into battle, getting ready to wage completely peaceful jihad with your swords against the unarmed unbelievers.
Powerful stuff there. Just powerful stuff. Really, really moves my heart. Really moves me watching this. And there you go. The jihadis just doing what jihadis do.
Yep, so those are our two main... Since those are the two main characters, that must be Ali Dawa and his version of Aisha.
Yep.
And you can even see that she's trying very hard to be Islamic by covering her face.
And that's amazing.
Now, she's not doing it completely right because, you know, she's still a student of knowledge and all. Yep. And when her arms are exposed. But, you know, we'll give her credit. She's trying. She just converted to Islam. And as we all know, when you are a white Western convert to Islam, you're allowed to do anything as long as you bring more people into Islam with you. So that is what is going on here. She just converted, you know, maybe last week or maybe 10 years ago. Either way, doesn't matter. She's a brand new convert who doesn't know anything about Islam, and no one should criticize her as long as she's saying positive things.
Yep. And the best part is, look, they're right next to the alcohol, but are they grabbing it even once? Not once.
No,
so at the very least, they know that alcohol is haram. Like they're dead set. They know that they're just being tempted by the Jewish store owner. And so that much is clear.
So we have a super chat here, which makes perfect sense. From the river to the sea, GTA 6 makes me gleam. That is awesome. That's solid right there. Yeah, that would do it. It's great. So they go through.
Yeah, let's keep going by more and more alcohol. They went by all the alcohol before the end of the scene.
That's why you know they're not Americans. They're not grabbing any of it. Mm-hmm. There you go.
All Americans do is drink a bottle of vodka every single day.
I thought it was beer.
No, it's both. It's both. They actually started to mix it together.
I was about to say, I might be doing this wrong.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll work on it.
We're working. I'm getting there. You know, with
but not one beer. I mean, one beer is just not enough alcohol to be a proper American, according to the completely reliable teaching that I hear in the mosque all the time. You got to be completely drunk all the time, and one beer is not going to get you drunk. So you got to be drinking like a whole 6-pack every day.
Yeah, but chugging it left and right. You know, forget water. You got to have beer. That's the way to go.
We have a very, very meaningful scene here where we have our stand-in for Muhammad, which is, I guess, Ali Dawa. But either way, we have the stand-in in bed, receiving a revelation as his woman is on top of him.
He wasn't properly dressed for the revelation. He wasn't in her nightgown.
That's true.
Well, but
that is wrong.
She was on top of him, so her clothing was still touching him. So I think he might have been able to receive a revelation. I think it's the clothing touching him that gives him the magical power to connect with Allah.
Yep, and they're back to doing more jihad here, more raiding, more pillaging, just like Muhammad did for quite some time. In fact, I
bet you that's the same store that the Jew alligator went in and took over earlier, and now they're taking it back.
Well, because that store was Haqf, right? So that store actually, if it's owned at any time in history by any Islamic group, we know that it's always there. So really, they're just trying to take it back, what's rightfully theirs.
See, this is what happened.
What do you got?
The Muslims owned the store. The Jew came in, took the store, stocked it full of alcohol. They came in, they kicked out the Jew, and this is them kicking him out some more, and took all of his stuff and burnt all the alcohol. Didn't drink any of it, of course, but destroyed it all. That's why we know that this store was owned by a Jew, was because there was alcohol in it and not a devout Muslim. Case closed.
This is amazing.
It's starting to make a lot of sense because, this is just a trailer. We don't see the entire scene, but we saw 3 pieces, right? We saw the alligator coming in. Then we saw those 2 investigating, surveying, seeing all that alcohol there. And then they're like, we got to come back and do some jihad here and get rid of this store, which is selling illegal ware.
Yeah. No, they're definitely struggling against the gator, the Jew gator. I think that the most important part is that they're doing it together, right? Because jihad is a communal activity, a struggle, and they're striking the everything of the non-believers. I was going to say the neck, but I guess you can do quite a bit more with the guns there. So these brave freedom fighters, Aisha and Muhammad, who's being played by Ali Dawah for the sake of the motion capture, are both really showing themselves to be powerful individuals who are causing terror in the hearts of the unbelievers. So I'm just so happy that we have such a positive representation of Muhammad in modern video games and media. And Muslims should be proud, just like Ali Dawah says, which is why he's in this game. They should be proud of that. They should be proud that they get a chance to have Muhammad and Aisha in a video game. Admittedly, she's a geriatric at this point. Sadly, she's basically done. I mean, look how old she is. She must be 18 or 19. So she's a little old, but we'll accept it. It's okay.
Very good. Very good.
There you go. And that was the last scene that they had revealed. So then we got the 6 on the screen.
And as someone pointed out here earlier, perhaps we should rename it GTA 666. Just
that is a
powerful
good point.
Stuff.
That's powerful.
It's practically a mathematical miracle. I mean, there's 1 6 there. You can just add a couple more and make whatever message you want.
That's exactly right. Team Jewgate.
Team Jewgate. There we go. Hashtag Team Jewgator should be trending now on Twitter.
That's good. That's good.
So let's get it up there.
I mean, when you think about it, we're just like thinking about Gator Theft Ollie, right? So Gator Theft Ollie is just about Ali Dawah's struggle against the Jew Gators. And he's doing this so that he can finally establish the age of consent at the age of 6, right? Because that is what I think Muhammad would have supported. Well, he would have supported younger than that, obviously, but he's a very open-minded kind of guy. But they're really focusing on the age of 6 because this whole game is Aisha reflecting back on when she first married Muhammad when she was 6 up until when she's 18. So it's really a coming-of-age story about a young lady going from a woman to an old lady. And so it's a powerful, powerful story about love, submission, and Islam. This will change hearts.
Oh, yeah. So this is the groundbreaking upcoming video game that should change hearts and minds according to Islam. And remember that it is all halal.
Look at that. Amazing. Now I'm going to have to dash for a bit because I have to go prepare for a young adult study. But hopefully if you're still going, then afterwards I can hop right back in. Because that was a beautiful, beautiful analysis of GTA. I'm hoping they can get some more hadith recitation. I noticed that the main guy didn't have one of those little marks on his forehead. He must be a new convert. What do you call those again? I'm forgetting those marks from all the prayers. What are those called? I always forget.
I've forgotten too.
Man, I see it on so many different leaders in the Middle East, and I'm forgetting what you call that little marking. So hopefully we can like edit that into every single male character.
Zabiba.
Oh, Zabiba. That's right.
Zabiba,
that's right.
right.
That's right. Because all the men have
funnier.
Zabibas, and that's why David Wood said that all the women had Zabuba.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if we were watching it in 4K, we would have noticed. It might be a little too subtle to catch it.
Good point. That's
boring old 1080p.
I think everyone else knew what it was.
And by the way, folks who like to read Revelation, that is in fact a mark of religious significance on one's forehead, and thus is a mark of an antichrist. So quite a literalization of one, because that is actually quoting Exodus 13:16 about how the Jewish people are to take the words of God and have them as a mark upon their foreheads and their hands, basically meaning that everything you think and do should be related to the teachings of God. And instead, they have a mark of an antichrist because it is a result of their behavior. He's done. It's the behavior of their antichrist religion that marks them particularly.
So thank you, David S., for joining us. I know you said you have to duck. Is there anything you're working on that you want to promote, or?
Do I have anything specific? I am just learning some basic editing on making videos right now. So nothing in particular. I'm going to be spending more time throughout Christmas break to work on and figure out how to make some more videos on Islam and the basic philosophical issues with Islam. I'm hoping at some point with Thaddeus, I could continue a conversation with Anam on the Quran and if it's truly beautiful, because we're getting somewhere there. We are. Just gotta, just gotta hear what might be said. And so hoping to go on all of your channels and continue some more work on beauty. But that's my general work right now.
Sounds good. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
It's always fun talking to Anam and having that time. And my beautiful wife is just joining us.
Right on. Look at that. One leaves, the other replaces. Praise God.
So there we go.
All right. See y'all later. Sorry, that was tough timing, but you're replacing me, so it's okay. All right. God bless y'all. See you later.
God bless.
There we go. So what are there any other insights that you guys have from this trailer?
Well, I feel that there is a problem with it. There is not nearly enough of just once you've got your enemy, you're supposed to gather them all up and slaughter the men and rape the women, and that's just not happening enough here. They really need to double down on that, and also booty gathering. I don't see that they have taken possession of the lands and houses and holdings and everything that their enemies have had. And to be a proper representation of how Muhammad would act if he were born today, you would need to have these elements because they are central to Muhammad's career. Because it was, in fact, with the wealth that he gathered from first he spent all of his wife's wealth. Then that wife died, so he's able to get tons of wives. And after that point, he needed the wealth of all the Jews whom he conquered and stole from to be able to win enough people to eventually conquer Mecca. Because if he had not had all those masses of wealth from the booty that he had taken, he never would have been able to bribe the other people. And that's why you have in the Quran the verse about you have submitted, but you do not yet believe, and talking about how it's okay as long as you obey Allah and his messenger in return for all the bribery that you've gotten. You don't actually have to believe anything he says. Just follow him, just obey, and that's cool because he's going to take Mecca. And I just don't see that reflected here. So I need quite a lot more violence. I need quite a lot more pillaging, rape, attacking at night when there's children and women so that they'll get killed too. You know, that was his normal mode of operation, is to attack people while they're in beds at night, not do anything like, oh, say, a fair warning, you know, like the Jews do now in Gaza, how they tell people where they're going to bomb. No, if you're going to follow Muhammad's example, you bomb everyone at night while they're in their beds and they're not expecting it, to make sure you get the people killed that you want to have killed.
Absolutely. So come on, Rockstar Games, you got to pick it up. You got to pick it up your game here. You can't, don't skimp out.
I don't know what I walked into. I wasn't listening to the stream before this. Now I'm very concerned, and I probably just duck back out.
She's like, I'm leaving. This was nice. Have a cameo. Now I want to go away.
My face does not want associated with any of this haram.
Oh, it's not haram. It's all like we experienced. GTA 6 is all Muslim. We've gone through. It's got pictures of hell with women being free. It's got pictures of slavery throughout the entire thing. It's got raiding and caravan robbing. Unfortunately, not as much. And they still don't have the function of child marriage, but...
Well, I mean, it is more than a year till the game actually comes out.
That's
so
true. They can always add
plenty of time
content
to develop more of these things before it's actually released. Or maybe, maybe they're already there and they just didn't want to put them in the trailer. That would be too beautiful for words to have all of those things in one trailer. So they're reserving some to the second trailer.
So I guess we'll just have to hold with bated breath for the second trailer to find out if this is a successful representation of Islam and Muhammad in our day and age. So we'll just have to wait with bated breath on that. Any of your thoughts? Because you wanted to jump in, which I think is funny.
This was not exactly the tact that I was going to take.
That's because this is not your live stream.
I know.
So, your brother in Christ, this is your stream, but I told Mohammedans Khan that the next time he made a threat, there would be Quran consequences. So...
almost like I keep one right here.
Actually, all right, cool. I just wanted to ask your permission before I got out my Quran, that's all.
Isn't that Quran-cidences?
Quran-cidences, yes.
No,
right,
you are disrespectful, Mohammedanaz.
Taking a page.
Naz.
And I don't want to just copy David and eat it, so I have a different idea, which I just came up with.
Oops, I grabbed two. Oh, well.
Oh, you want to drink it?
You're going to drink it? Well, that's holy water, I guess, according to Islam now. Better than Zamzam water.
No, get it nice and mixed up.
You can just blow your nose with it, too, if you have a nice dry one.
Gotta be thorough.
The stream is all over the place.
And
Quran key coming to a store near you.
You're the one who did this.
Man, now I have a horrible taste in my mouth.
Well, we need to ask the goat about that. So, we do have a super chat here. It says, lack of brown people saying Allahu Akbar and blowing up. Yes, I saw an extreme lack of explosions, which actually I'm kind of disappointed with. So they need more explosions. More people blowing themselves up. Yes. Well, it counts on how you look at it, because it could be holy water or it could get you really sick. It counts on what you believe the Quran is.
As long as it doesn't put a hole in your esophagus, I think it's freedom of expression.
It's about ready to be freedom of digestion. What are you talking about? So, is there anything else you want to add, Thaddeus?
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed going through this and seeing all the ways that it compares to Islam. I look forward to I'm guessing there are probably going to be many, many trailers between now and 2025. We'll get many more hints of how the game is thoroughly Islamic. And in reality, right, obviously we're joking about a lot of things, but in reality, the whole point of the game, right, is to go and commit crimes and especially steal cars. And that's very in line with what Muhammad did, right? He went and preached peace for years and years, right? And got a dozen followers or something like that. Then he decided that he had a revelation that they could go attack unarmed caravans carrying trade goods, take the goods for themselves, and suddenly he became much more popular. So he saw what worked and kept doing that, and kept growing his band of followers by getting more and more violent and stealing more and more stuff, which is exactly like the game. And the point is to go and commit crimes. You have specific crimes you're supposed to commit to pass a level, and you could easily make it Islamic, right? You could easily take the cars, replace them with camels and other things that are available in the 7th century, and it would be about Muhammad and his followers.
So we do have a correction. I'm sorry, Thaddeus. Your drinking thing is not good enough.
Oh.
It has to be camel urine. It was disqualified because you used water, which is not made impure by anything. So therefore, it does not work.
But I do think Houston Euler also has a good comment.
Go ahead.
He said, as long as you hide your GTA crimes from the GTA police, and they are forgiven by the game.
Yeah.
And that's
actually
completely true, right?
Completely
often, I've not really played the game, but I've seen it enough to have some idea. And I believe often it's like a time limit. You avoid the police for 20 minutes, you win the level type deal. And that's what it is for Muslims too, right? You avoid anyone finding out about your crimes for a long enough period of time, and then you win. Allah forgives you. You're allowed into Jannah.
I'm just wondering how that worked out for like Sheikh Usman or any of the popular days.
He got found out anyway.
Sorry, I was laughing at Marion's comment there. That is just proved Mark 16:18 true. They shall pick up snakes with their hands, and when they drink deadly poison, it will not hurt them at all.
Yeah.
So is there anything, since we are done, we'll have to wait for the next trailer to see if there is any more of these messages put forth. We'll have to examine it when that happens. It seems like we might need another live stream for that. Is there anything you guys want to plug or let people know about?
Yeah, well, since we're talking about GTA here, I was supposed to have a video out before this video in order to lead into it. I had so much problems recording this video, not because of the content, just because everything kept going wrong. The audio was bad, and then the video was bad, and then my shirt was messed up. Anyway, so I was not quite able to get that ready for today, but probably be out tomorrow or Saturday at the latest. My plan is to finish it tonight, but inshallah, right? You never know what your plans are going to come to fruition, but my hope is to have that out tomorrow.
So when you get that out, when you stop battling the jinn and the jinn finally give up and submit to you, O Thaddeus.
No, when he has Mexican food, he said enchilada.
Enchilada. Okay. Once you have enchiladas, your gas will then propel the jinn away from you and allow you to record this video. Once you have that posted, there will be a link at the end of this video that will allow you guys to go check that out. I would strongly encourage that. Mary, you were talking previously about a video.
I have been doing stuff on Christmas and why it is not pagan. And I will have at least one more on the subject. The first one covered December 25th, why it was legitimately chosen as a proper date according to the theology, completely Christian theology of the Christians of the time, and also how it was celebrated or marked extremely early, celebrated pretty darn early, and long before anything else came around, and has nothing to do with anything pagan. Next, I am going to go and destroy claims about Yule and it having anything to do with that, although simple linear time does that as well. And I'm going to talk about specific things like Christmas trees and Santa and other Christmas traditions and how they cannot possibly be pre-Christian pagan traditions. Again, linear time is on our side. And at some point, I might actually do a heavy critique on the two Babylons, which introduced society in the first place.
Awesome. Do you have anything?
So I can't point to my name, but most of you guys probably know me. But on my channel, we'll have some really cool stuff coming up in 2024, early 2024. I've got so many videos planned out.
It will be epic.
So many really cool things. Different series, different skits, different reactions. I'm hoping to get some more stuff out before the end of the year, but I'm not sure exactly what's going to be prioritized just because coming up into Christmas season, I would like to focus on Christ specifically more. I've got some plans, but I'm not going to announce those yet because I haven't figured out scheduling. But while you're waiting, you can check out my channel, Eli, so Elohim, and check out my last video if you haven't already. It's reached over 40,000 people.
That is crazy how well that went.
Yeah.
That went fast.
So probably most of you guys have seen it, but if you haven't, you definitely want to go check out my most recent video. It is a precursor for some of the videos that are coming up soon. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, that's what I'll plug for now. But stay tuned for some live streams and some fun stuff.
So for me, there's a couple of things coming up soon. Make sure that has shared it, which I doubt it has because sometimes StreamYard's a bit of a pain. We have our last live stream for this year coming up this Sunday. We'll be going over this year in sort of the apologetics field, what's happened, as well as what is going on with this channel itself. There will be a members-only live stream taking place later on that day after that one. In coming up next year, when I come back, since I'm taking a Christmas break from this channel, I'll still be streaming with John over on his channel. But for here, I'll be taking a break. We will be revisiting my most popular video because it'll probably be at 100,000 by that point. This is the moon splitting. We might as well go through the comments and see if there is highlights and actual proof of this. So we'll walk through that as our first live stream for next year. But with that, talking about John and what I'll be doing the rest of this year, we'll be focusing on family as well as doing a couple of movie reviews. We'll be doing some Christmas stuff next week, leading up to Christmas, as well as diving into the theology of J.R.R. Tolkien, which is going to be fun. Because if you know me, I like both C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, and there is quite a bit. I'd say probably J.R.R. Tolkien's my second favorite author. C.S. Lewis would be number one. So we'll be diving in that.
One, so, you know, just
okay, fine. So human authors. There you go. There, I saved my butt.
Jesus, no, I'm kidding.
So you guys will actually be redirected after the stream ends to there. But until then, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for the super chats as well as the new member. And as to the members, let's take a second and thank them. A special thank you to our members on Buy Me a Coffee, that is Sherwin. On YouTube we have Shiki Shiki, Solitary Emmy, Professor Yaffle, Reasoned Answers, Sir Dr. Whitemeat, Threatened Sanity, J Mongoose, Learning to Live, Ex-Muslim Testimonies, Breakfast Gun, Jesus Loves You, Jeff Chapman, Sky Apologetics, Jack Ray, Sola Gracia, James is Tired, Dana Casson. Thank you. If you would like to join them in contributing to this content, go ahead and click the join button. And also, don't forget to share this video and like it. Do not forget that Jesus Christ is the only way, the truth, and the life. There is no way into heaven except through the blood of the cross. This gift that is freely given to anyone who asks. We are all equal at the foot of the cross. May the Lord guide you and bless you in all that you do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.